What's up, guys? I'm Vanessa, and I'm back today with another video about Greek mythology while doing my makeup at the same time. Last week we left off with Hades, so this week we're going to get into some of the goddesses. So we're going to start with Persephone, so let's go ahead and get up into it. Persephone is the goddess of vegetation, spring, and the underworld. She is the daughter of Zeus and Demeter, and she's known by two different names in Greek mythology. Her first name is Kori, meaning young girl / maiden. This was her name before she became the goddess of the underworld. So one day, Kori was out playing with her friends, and while they were playing, Kori went off on her own, and all of a sudden, the earth cracked open, and here popped up Hades, and he was like, "Hey, you're coming with me. I'm taking you. You are mine now." Because Zeus told him that he could have Kori, even though Zeus knew that Demeter would not be okay with it. He just told Hades, "Go ahead, take her. Just try to take her without nobody seeing you." But somebody heard it. Didn't see it, but heard it. Hera heard Persephone's, well, she was not Persephone yet, Kori's cry. And while Demeter, her mother, was on her quest to find Persephone, she met Hera, and they joined together to go and find Persephone. And when I get into the story of Demeter, I will go more into detail about that little quest. So, after some time with Persephone in the underworld, now when Hades kidnapped her, she instantly became his wife. So that changed her name to Persephone. And Persephone means to destroy / bring to death. So anyways, while Persephone was, held against her will in the underworld by Hades, he was like, hey, you hungry? Here's a pomegranate. How about you snack on this for a while? So after some time, Zeus was like, "Hey, bruh, you gotta give her back. Her mom wants her back. Like, you gotta give her back." But Persephone had eaten food from the underworld. And when you eat food from the underworld, you can't leave. So they decided that Persephone would spend 1/4 of her time with Hades and 3/4 of her time with her mother, Demeter. And this is where the seasons come in and how the Greeks made the changing of the seasons make sense to them. So when she's with her mother, it was warm and beautiful and everything was growing. And when it was cold and nasty out and everything was dead, this meant that she was in the underworld with Hades. After a while, Persephone grew to respect and maybe even love Hades. And she took the role of being the eternal goddess of death wholeheartedly, becoming known as the Dread Goddess. She was often more feared and respected than Hades. Basically, Persephone was a bad bitch. Bad bitch. According to majority of Greek mythology sources, Hades and Persephone did not have any children. So not only did Zeus let Hades kidnap her, he also tricked her into having sex with him. He would take the form of a snake the first time, and the second time he took the form of Hades. So when he took the form of Hades, I'm pretty sure Persephone was like, "Oh, my husband wants to have sex with me. Let's go have sex." But she didn't know it was her dad. This man was, hell, he's so gross. Anyways, as it always happens in Greek mythology, the woman always gets pregnant. I mean, they didn't have birth control back then, or condoms. So, you was getting pregnant. They had 2 children. One, Melanie, I think, the goddess of ghosts and nightmares. And the other one's name was Zagreus, who is often identified as the goddess Dionysus. So, Persephone was just a little girl playing with her friends who decided to wander away. And I really feel like, that just reflects on like today's, like when kids get kidnapped or like taken, it's mainly like, they're playing and they wander away and they get snatched when nobody's looking. But to be kidnapped by your uncle and forced into marriage with your uncle, it's kind of gross. It's kind of nasty. So let's go ahead and get into this, to learning about Demeter. Demeter was the goddess of agriculture and the harvest, and she was the firstborn daughter of Kronos. She controlled the farming of the ancient Greeks and showed them how to farm in the way of the earth. She also became the presiding goddess of the most important Greek cults, the Elevenings. I know I pronounced that incorrectly. But they were simply groups of people who worshipped worships and practices were kept secret to all of those who were in kept secret to all but those who were in the cult. So it's different than what the cults are today. When Persephone was kidnapped, Demeter lost her shit, just like any mother would. She was like, where's my daughter? Where'd she go? Where is she? I need to know where she is. For 9 days, she searched the earth looking for Persephone, not eating or drinking anything. After those 9 days, Demeter met Hera, and together they continued to look for Persephone. They went to the Titan Helios, and since he was the god who brings the sky across brings the sun across the sky every day, he was likely to have seen who took Persephone. Helios told Demeter that Hades had taken Persephone, and it was done with the consent of Zeus. This news sent Demeter into a full-blown rage. Not only was her daughter kidnapped, but she was kidnapped by her brother, and her other brother was okay with it. Like, what? Like, oh my God, this poor mom, she's just like been betrayed by my brothers. They just think that since we're women, they can do whatever they want with us. And since she's the goddess of agriculture, nothing grew on earth and everything died. And after some time, Demeter came to the city of Eleusis, where she disguised herself as a mortal woman. At this point, she was just trying to distract herself from the loss of her daughter. So after some time, she took the role as a nurse for the king's family since they had just had a baby. And she grew to love this baby and wanted to make the baby immortal, so she decided that she was going to place the baby in the embers of a fire overnight. Mind you, she looks like a normal person. She doesn't look like a goddess. She just looks like a normal person. So one night while she's doing this, the child's mother witnesses what's going on and loses her mind. She's like, "What are you doing to my daughter, my son? What are you doing? Why are you putting my son in the fire? Are you trying to kill him?" Because she thought, as anybody would, like, "What are you doing?" But Demeter was just trying to help. But the mortal woman didn't know that. Demeter revealed herself and reprimanded the baby's mother and left the city pissed off. The people of the city later built a temple trying to appease her. After 4 long months, Zeus felt like he should step in and do something about this, because the earth had become so barren. So he went to Demeter and he begged and pleaded with her to bring life back to the earth, but she wouldn't until her daughter was returned to her. So Zeus made Hades give Persephone back. And once Demeter and Persephone were reunited, the earth started to flourish again. And this story just shows how much a mother's love will go, how far a mother's love will go. She stopped eating, she stopped doing her duties, because her daughter was taken away from her. But she got her daughter back. But the months that when her daughter is back with Hades in the underworld, she's sad again. Because, I mean, I would be sad if my child wasn't with me all the time. All right, so next is Hera. Hera is the goddess of marriage, women, and fertility. She is Zeus's wife and his sister. You would think that since she was the goddess of marriage and women, that she would punish Zeus for cheating on her, but no. She punished the women. Out of all the goddesses, Hera was the one that punished the women the most, because Zeus was a hoe and there was a lot of women to punish. Maybe because it was easier to punish the women instead of the god of gods, even though the women did not deserve it at all. They were just, minding their own business. And Zeus was like, "Hey, you're mine for the day or for the moment, whatever. You will have my child." And then had nothing to do with them after that. Like, these women didn't deserve to be punished for Zeus's actions. Hera's role in most stories is her attempting to ruin the women and their children that Zeus had. Hera only had 3 children with Zeus: Ares, the god of war; Haviv, the goddess of youth; and Aletheia, the goddess of childbirth. She had one other child named Hephaestus that she impregnated herself with, because she was like, "I don't need no man." Well, it was mainly because Zeus had Athena by himself, because Zeus ate Athena's mom while she was pregnant with Athena. Hera normally plays a small role in most stories, but one of the most interesting stories of Hera is a story involving a man by the name of Ixion. And Ixion had found himself obsessed with Hera. It wouldn't stop until he had sex with her, whether she wanted it or not. Just force yourself on a woman. Yeah, because that always turns out great, doesn't it? One day, he found Hera and tried to assault her, but she was able to fight him off. she went and told Zeus what had happened, and this pissed Zeus off, which kind of surprises me because of how unfaithful he was and how he really doesn't care about anyone besides himself. Because, like, oh, it's okay for you. I mean, I'm glad it pissed him off because, like, it's not like she was, like, having an affair and was, like, and like, made this choice for herself. No, she was minding her own business, and this man came up and was like, you're mine. So, I mean, I'm glad, like, good for Zeus for having Hera's back. But at the same time, Zeus, could you just keep it in your pants? You know? Like, come on now. So Zeus came up with a plan to catch him in the act. Zeus knew that he couldn't use Hera as bait, so he transformed a cloud nymph to look and act like Hera. So of course, Ixion was fooled by the cloud. Ixion assaulted the woman that he thought was Hera, and as any man does, he bragged about it. I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera, and I will be right back. And of course, he was fooled by this trick that Zeus had made for him. And he assaulted the woman that he thought was Hera after he bragged about it, just like any man would. Boys, guess what I did last night? I had sex with the goddess Hera. And Zeus heard about this, and it pissed him off even more. So Zeus carried out one of the most creative punishments that was ever done to a mortal. He strapped his ass to a fiery wheel that rolled across the sky for all eternity. I mean, shouldn't have fucking been bragging about it, bro. Maybe your punishment wouldn't have been that bad. But now you're stuck in the sky forever, burning. I hope you had fun, because that was the only thing you're going to do for the rest of your life besides rolling in the sky. Meanwhile, the cloud that Zeus turned into Hera was named Nephele, and she became pregnant. While giving birth via raindrops on Mount Peloton, a race of centaurs was born. Which is pretty cool. Hera had a guardian named Argus, who was a giant with 100 eyes as well. Well, he was murdered by Hermes, and this tore Hera apart. So in order to keep him with her, she put his 100 eyes on the feathers of the peacock, taking the bird as her symbolic animal. This is where the ancient Greeks got the explanation on why peacocks' feathers look like eyes. On to Athena. Athena is the goddess of strategic war and wisdom. She is the daughter of Zeus and the Titan Metis. Some say Metis was Zeus's first wife, and others say that he was his first affair. But somehow Metis got pregnant. So either, her and Zeus had sex, but was she his wife, or was he cheating on Hera? Who knows? So she got pregnant, and shortly after, Zeus had found out that any child that Metis got pregnant with was destined to be wiser than him, and Zeus couldn't have that. So he ate Metis whole, just like his father did with his siblings. Like, you would think that Zeus would have been like, oh, I'm not going to do that, because what happened to my dad? The pregnancy continued inside of Zeus' stomach, and after some time, Zeus began to have a migraine. So he went to the other original Olympians to see what he should do. They suggested that they cleave at his head with an axe to relieve the pressure and make the migraine go away. So does that mean that we need to stop taking Tylenol or Advil for our migraines and start cleaving at our heads with axes to make the pain go away? I wonder if it would work faster. Anyways, with the help of Hephaestus, the axe, aiming the axe at Zeus's head, and now there was a new hole at Zeus's head, and out sprung Athena, fully grown, wearing her armor and brandishing her shield. Athena is said to be Zeus's favorite child and is shown throughout her life. Athena is one of the most famous gods. She was the patron goddess to many important cities, and she was always helping the Greeks in any way that she could. Her and Hera would often team up together to help the Greeks defeat the Trojans. In later myths, she took in a different role, not helping. She was the bad guy. One day, a woman named Arachne, who was amazing at weaving, so amazing that people would come from all over to watch her do her work. One day she said that the reason why she was so good was because Athena had taught her herself. And Athena denied this. So she was like, I'm going to pay this woman a visit. Because you should never compare yourself to the gods. So Athena transformed herself to take the shape of an old lady. And when Athena went to see her as this old lady, she told Arachne that she should never compare herself to the gods and that she should ask Athena for forgiveness. And Arachne's response was, why doesn't Athena come down here and prove that she's better than me? And Athena was instantly pissed off, like, oh, okay. You want to challenge me, mortal woman? So Athena instantly transformed back into her original form and was like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. Athena wove a scene of Athens with all the gods depicted in their glory. But Arachne wove many small scenes of gods tricking, harming, and punishing the humans in one way or another. Not only was it better than Athena's, it showed more pride than Athena's. And this pissed Athena off even more. You know how Athena is Zeus's favorite? She also has his temper. So we all know how that's going to work out. Athena took Arachne's art and ripped it into pieces, just shredded it up. And right before she was about to destroy Arachne's tools, Arachne was so distraught by what had happened that she tried to kill herself. But Athena started to feel a little bit of sympathy for the woman. And right before she could kill herself, Athena saved her and transformed her into a spider. And this is where the Greeks got the story for the first spider. I think it's so amazing how the Greeks think, like, oh, this spider was once a mortal woman who pissed Athena off. So Athena turned her into a spider so she could weave for all eternity. Or, oh, it's cold and all my plants are dead. My neighbor's plants are dead. It's dark out a lot. It must be Persephone in the underworld with Hades. She's not with her mom. It's just so amazing how they all think. So, that brings us to the end of our story today. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye, guys.